The Access Your Biz General Ledger Financial Statement Setup option is located underneath the General Ledger module, and it's called Set Up General Ledger Financial Statements. We'll select that option, and as you can see, I have two screens of Access Your Biz open to demonstrate this feature and how it works. Specifically, if you look at the first entry, profit type, it identifies which part of the income statement, and excuse me, we are on the income statement tab up on top here, and there are three tabs: income statement, balance sheet, and distributed accounts. We're going to cover income statement only here as part one. The profit type indicates which section of your income statement the accounts will show up on, underneath the gross profit or the net profit. And this has a drop-down box to it, and you can see within the drop-down box there's also a total net profit if you wanted to have a subsequent net profit which included maybe some stocks or securities or other type of income and expenses separate from your normal business operations. The next entry is the main title. This is the main grouping of the accounts, and the main sort is how you want it sorted, and the subtitle is just that, the first subtitle underneath that main title, sales. In this case, we only have one subtitle for the main title, sales. If you look at the subsort, that's if there are multiple subtitles underneath the main title. You could indicate how you wanted them to appear, and then which accounts they should include, from what account to what account. A better example to see how this is all put together is to look at the expenses. If you look at the expenses and the net profit type, you'll see we do have more of a hierarchy here. Here, underneath net profit, they're all listed as expenses. Okay, the main sort would be number 3, meaning it's going to come after the sales and the cost of goods sold. And then the first title, or subtitle I should say, is payroll expense. And then the second one is going to be operating expenses. Notice that both of those guys are on the same sort level. So in this case, the accounts that are listed with these two entries for operating expenses will all appear together. And that's actually significant because if you look, what we're doing is we're taking, if you take a range of the accounts from 5100 to 51999, after that comes 5200, and then over to 54999 and so forth. And then by creating a secondary one picking up where the first subsort left off, we're in essence extracting the accounts 5200 to 54999 out of the range for the operating expenses. It may seem a little unclear the way I'm explaining it, but let's take a look at how the income statement prints out, and we'll compare it to our setup. On this particular screen, you can see for the expenses right here is the main title, as you can see over on the other screen, main title expenses. Underneath that, you have payroll expenses. If you look at the other screen, you can see the subtitle, payroll expenses, and notice it only includes the accounts that fall within the account range of 5200 to 5499, which includes only these two accounts, 5245 and 5280. If you look at the next entry or listing on this income statement screen, it says operating expenses. And you can see the account starts off here with 5600 and goes on up to 999. If you look back at the other screen, you can see that all of those accounts fall within this second range. Now, it's not really designated here, but if we had, and it's not really demonstrated here, but if we had accounts that was like, let's say 5100, since we have this entry on the other screen from 5111 to 51999, it would actually show up on the operating expenses area down here, and it would specifically show before the 5600 account. That you don't have to have all the accounts in a chronological range in order to segregate them. You would just need to make an additional entry like we've done up here in this other screen for the operating expenses. And that concludes the General Ledger financial statement setup feature.